Welcome to this week's Supply Chain Update, brought to you by Phoenix International. First up, the ILA strike risk, with no agreement between the USMX and ILA. Yet we're just 2 weeks away from a potential strike starting on October 1st. The ILA controls 14 ports that handle 15% of global capacity, meaning a strike could cause major disruptions to operations, leading to rising ocean freight rates. Once the strike starts, it's unclear how long it could last, which will extend recovery time. Meanwhile, port charges are already on the rise. CMA and HMM have announced new local and destination port charges for U.S. imports. Evergreen is expected to follow with similar charges, so shippers need to be prepared for these increases. Looking at the market ahead, carriers are cautious for the period from October to December, expecting a reduction in capacity. If the strike doesn't happen, we could see rate reductions as demand slows. However, if the strike goes forward, carriers may turn to blank sailings, further tightening available capacity. Good news from the Panama Canal. The recovery from the low water crisis has lowered costs on the U.S. East Coast route, making it as affordable, if not cheaper, than U.S. West Coast options. Many carriers are now shifting cargo to the East Coast to take advantage of these savings. Finally, let's talk about rate predictions. Yang Ming has announced several general rate increases through October 15. These GRIs are a reflection of ongoing space constraints and rising operational costs. Shippers are encouraged to book early to avoid being caught off guard by potential increases or capacity shortages. The port congestion status shows notable delays at Huangpu and Dalian ports in Asia, both with 9 days of waiting time, significantly higher than other ports. In the United States, Charleston faces the longest wait at 5 days, while most other U.S. ports have manageable wait times between 1 to 3 days. These delays could further strain supply chains, particularly for shipments routed through the highlighted congested ports. Moving on to the news of the week, negotiations between the USMX and ILA have stalled, making a longshore strike on the U.S. East and Gulf coasts increasingly likely. Employers are preparing for major disruptions, which could impact terminal operations and container availability. This would mark the first large-scale strike in nearly 50 years, causing significant delays in the supply chain. With no resolution to negotiations, ocean carriers face growing uncertainty as a U.S. port strike looms. Unlike previous negotiations, carriers are less willing to make concessions, signaling a shift in strategy. While they prefer smooth operations, carriers are preparing for the potential supply chain disruptions caused by the strike. Typhoon Babinka, the strongest in 75 years, has shut down Shanghai and Ningbo ports, disrupting vessel schedules and cargo movement. Ocean carriers are warning of worsening conditions due to backlogs caused by the storm. This adds further strain to global supply chains already dealing with numerous challenges. The Port of Long Beach set new records in August 2024, processing 913,873 TEUs, driven by retailers importing goods ahead of tariff hikes and labor uncertainties. Imports surged by 40.4%, highlighting the port's efficiency during peak season and the ongoing demand for cargo space. And that concludes our update on the global supply chain. Thank you for joining us. We will continue to monitor these developments and keep you informed. You can follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube for more supply chain related updates.